Good morning, good morning. How are we all doing today? Today is June 24th at 7:25 a.m. Market opens in just a couple of minutes. 5 minutes to be exact. Welcome. Welcome. Hope you guys can all hear me okay. Hope you guys can see me okay. Let me know. I'll start sharing my screen in just a second. Give me just a second to spread my links around, as we do every day. And we will start sharing our screen. Welcome. Market opens in 4 minutes. DJT stock is up 8% pre-market. And we're going to see what we can trade today. Hello, welcome. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the comments if you can. It just takes a second to spread my link. Get more people to join. You guys hear me all right? No, okay, yep. All right, let's see what trades we can get in today. I know it's early. Thank you for spending a part of your morning with us here. Extremely early for some of you. All right. All right. Now, if you guys did not watch our Sunday night stock talk, we went over 20 oversold companies and the setups that we're going to play this week. A lot of potential in the market this week as a lot of companies have pulled back. Our goal is to make about 2% overall today. So if we can get into a 10% trade, 5 or 10% trade this morning, that would be amazing. All right, DJT is up 864. I said that if it came down to this $22 level to $25 level, that I would add some shares and ride this wave up to around 100% profit. Now, it doesn't mean it has to go up that much, but it can, right? Potentially it can. Now, I do not have any open positions. I have 0 positions open over the weekend. And we are going to see out of these companies which one makes the most sense to us. Now, there are a lot of oversold companies. Mara selling off. DE kind of trading sideways here, not doing much. This is acting as a resistance level now, so be aware of that. We got a minute and a half before the market opens. This is coming down, so we will wait for this to sell off some more, which means JNUG is actually going up slightly, which is nice for us. Could see a potential 4.5% profit on JNUG. FIFE is not doing much either. So we're going to wait for confirmation that it's going in an upward direction before we do anything with that. Intel trading sideways apparently. Now it may go up just a little bit more, but my opinion, it's probably going to go down first. JD going up as well. Lucid trailing sideways. Mara definitely in oversold territory. McDonald's starting to pull back. Neo trading sideways. NVIDIA going down even more. Potential bounce of about 14%. This could probably come down even more than that. Occidental slowly going up. Not much happening there. Ocugen up slightly. Palantir moving down. TQQ moving down. Reddit trailing sideways here. SoFi trailing sideways. TJT slowly moving up. and DJT is our winner today, up 7.5%. So market opens right now. Right now the market is open, so let's see what happens here. Can DJT push even more? It's starting to sell off. Look at that sell-off pressure. So no, it cannot. It's starting to come down, which is perfectly fine. Mara is not doing much either. Let's see where we are in Mara. Mara's going to continue to sell off, which is okay. That's exactly what we want to see. Oxy is pushing up. They're up 1%. And Oxygen is pushing up slightly. Bitcoin may see some support levels now on the 1 hour chart. As you can see, it's been aggressively selling off. It even passed our trend line here, right? It broke our trend line, so this is creating a new area of volatility in the market. Good morning, good morning. Let's see what happens if it just continues to sell off. It is possible. Now this is coming from very oversold levels, as you can see here. It can continue to sell off, so we're just waiting for confirmation that it's going to be going up in the direction we want it to. There's a lot of green today though. Oxy pushing up, testing that 200-day moving average. Oxygen wanting to push up even more, but not quite have, it does not have the volume here to push. Lucid moving up. DJT selling off, obviously. It was up 8% during pre-market hours. It's now selling off. Okay. JNUG pushing up as well. They're up 2% pre-market. Almost 3%. Now we're waiting to see where the direction is going for some of these companies. JNUG pulling back. Lucid pushing up slightly, that's nice. From where it was previously, it's going to be testing this 45-day moving average, as you can see here. You can see what GME is doing. Okay, GME is pushing up as well. Very nice push. Up 2.5%, almost 3% today. Now it's starting to come back down, as you can see there. This is a sell-off formation, right? Both of these lines are indicating that it's going down. We're going to need to see a little bit more buyers come in before we buy in on these companies here. Now, there's a lot of green today. Apple looking like it's bouncing off of that 200-day moving average, just like we said. Bitcoin wanting to push up. Now this could be a fake out. It can go up just slightly and then have a huge sell-off. So we're waiting for confirmation on that. Now Mara is pushing up. This is a fairly good price for Mara. I wouldn't mind buying into this. Now I could get fear of the FOMO, fear of missing out. Obviously, here we go. It's up 2.5%. So if we're trading with $1,000, that means that you could make about 25 bucks. Now this does go off of what Bitcoin is doing. So let's see. Bitcoin has some nice upward momentum. Now it is looking like it's right at that resistance level though for Bitcoin. So we want to be aware of that. As you can see here, it's touched quite a few times at this resistance level and then went back down. So let's see if I did not buy at the top. Now I'm comfortable buying, just a few shares, couple $100 of Mara just to get my feet wet. $18 is a really good level to be in for Mara. As you can see, it has plenty of room to push back up. What we're waiting for is confirmation, right? Confirmation that this is going to continue to rise. NEO pushed up really nicely today, 2.5% on NEO. That'll be another $25 on $1,000. Nice oversold levels here, and steadily going up. DJT trailing sideways slightly. Had a nice push, and here we go. Looks like it's going to push again, back up to 8% where it previously was at. And these companies have plenty of room to move. Plenty of room to move, right? All we're waiting for is confirmation that it's moving in an upward direction. And the fact that we missed out on 8%, so we just want to be aware of that. DJT is a little bit more of a risky company. I'd be very careful trading it, as well as Mara. Mara is quite risky as well. Mara is pushing up. Bitcoin's starting to come down, tested that resistance level at 61,477, 61.5. So be aware of that. It is starting to sell off. I'm getting alert for Reddit. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh wow, Reddit pushed up aggressively this morning. Has plenty of room to go still. It's weird how Reddit doesn't have an actual... That's weird, huh? That's really weird for Reddit. A lot of these are green. A lot of these pushed up just like we said they would. There we go. Is it going to push back up? Test that resistance level one more time. Pulling it back. Now, anything in the $18 is pretty significant. It went down as low as 17 the other day, but usually trades between like say 19 and 21. So this is extremely oversold. I have no problem adding more to this position. As it sells off, we're going to buy at a lower point. As you can see, the 45-day moving average on Bitcoin did go up slightly here. It's crossing over the green 200-day moving average. Lucid coming back down, finding areas of key resistance and key support levels. NEO, very nice push up, 3.5% up this morning. And DJT still continuing to, was continuing to rise. Now it's starting to pull back, finding that key area of support. Now we're looking for that key area of resistance, which could potentially be right here where it was pre-market, as that appears to be kind of where it is. Okay. And Ocugen, some of these are going to be, swing trades, and we're going to be waiting for more confirmation as these start to go up. Very nice push, testing that 45-day moving average on NEO. Even Target doing exactly what we wanted it to do with this upward momentum, just slowly going up. It's up 1.5%, so it's very interesting to see what these companies do as the day plays out and as the week plays out, right? JD pushing up, just like we said, from those oversold levels at 27.90. Major delays. Hey, good morning. Good morning to you as well, or good afternoon probably, wherever you're from. Well, I know where you're from, but I'm sure it's not morning anymore over there in northern England. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This was an old support level here. As you can see, past that support level, now it's wanting to rise. With Bitcoin, Bitcoin is trying to push up. Now this could be another fake out, guys. As you can see here, they got 1, 2, 3 candles, and then it sold off. They got a few green candles here, and then it sold off. So We're just trying to wait for a little bit more confirmation. We're going to be patient with our trades today. I do have a little bit of skin in the game, but look at this. This has been selling off since it hit 71,900, basically 72,000. It's been slowly selling off, creating a downward trend. So this is in the rejection period of the 3 stages of reversal. Good morning, Tina. How are you doing? Welcome. Glad to see you in another live stream. And now it's starting to hopefully trade sideways and then start showing signs of confirmation, so we can get a little bit more heavy, a little more skin in the game before we start investing. Here we go. Starting to sell off again. I do have a couple $100 in tomorrow. I did buy at the top instead of the bottom. I was waiting for confirmation, and I seen clear confirmation once it came up to this level. Unfortunately, we didn't lock in the 3% this morning. We are actually down about $1 right now, but this is a good area for me to buy, and this is where I'm comfortable buying. On the 4-hour chart, it's extremely oversold, as you can see from levels where it's previously been trading. Okay, we might start seeing a bit of a push. Maybe not. Looks like it's going to continue to sell off. Now, if you guys have any companies you want me to take a look at, anything you're watching, definitely just comment below and we will take a look at that for you. Neo up 3%, Oxy up 1.5%, Ocugen up 1%, but it doesn't look like it's doing much now. DJT finding that resistance again. Clear support at 28, resistance at 30. So if this can come back down, I may potentially add a few shares to this to try and get another 5% profit here on DJT. Target is slowly pushing up, as you can see here. They're up 2% on the day and have room to go up even higher. Looks like it broke through this previous resistance level right here, which is good for Target. There's still potential for this to go up another 5%, so be aware of that. It could also come back down because right here it shows previous resistance. Do you see that? Right here, there's previous resistance levels. So I want you all to be aware of that. Support levels at the 140, resistance at the 149. So let's wait and see if this breaks above. Create an alert. DJT starting to sell off now. Why? Because it hit this daily resistance level. If it comes back down, then we have an opportunity to buy a little bit more. If it breaks above this area, then we could see a clear sign of a breakout and it could push to higher levels. So we're just waiting to see what DJT does. It is showing signs that it's kind of curling over on the 45-day moving average, but it is also extremely overbought on the RSI indicator. Mars not doing much either. Looks like it's playing off of that support level that we created a little while ago. I'd say a couple days ago. Old support levels become new resistance levels, so do be aware of that. This would be a resistance level. We're going to buy 10 more shares right here. Should have waited. Should have waited. But again, I like 1850. 1850 is not a bad area to buy. As you can see here, it's gotten as low as 1812. We now have an average share price of 1867. So if this does go above 1867, back up to previous high, that's a 1.44% profit. So nothing crazy. I should have looked at Bitcoin before I added to that position. And if this is going to start showing area or signs of confirmation, see right here, selling, sold off, rejection period. Now it's starting to show signs of consolidation. And if we can push to higher highs and higher lows, then it'll start showing signs of confirmation. And we could start moving this in the right direction. Still selling off. Trying to figure out what it wants to do here at that level. right where the 45-day moving average is. Mara, big push up. Nice fake out for the bulls. Do you see that? Big green candle showing signs that it's going up, then a sell-off. Green candle showing signs it's going to go up, and then a sell-off. So be very aware of this as the MACD is starting to curl over slightly and the RSI is at fair value. So be aware of that. Hello, how are y'all doing today? I hope you guys had a good weekend. All right, huge sell-off again. In the last few days, we've been experiencing sell-offs, right? This company's been selling off very dramatically ever since it touched that $21 level here on Mara, which would be a clear indication from where it sold off up here at 62,900. Huge sell-off, trying to consolidate here. I am going to draw a support level line right about there, as it did touch this point 2 times, almost 3 times. So now it's playing inside this little area. Kind of the way Mara is doing it as well. Kind of playing inside this area. See what happens here. Wanting to push up. Big push up. All we need is a breakout here, and Mara will continue to go up. TJT. Wow, TJT is pushing up. It's up 2% today, real easy 2%. Has a potential to go up even more, but it broke this resistance level. Now that'll become a support level. We'll see how it does. Oh yeah. So they broke past that resistance, and they're starting to rise. TJT up to 9% right now, but tested that resistance level right around this area here. Doesn't look like there's a lot of volume right now on this. Mara trying to trade sideways, not doing much. Wanting to push up, but it's just not finding that area there. JNUG trading sideways. FFIE is selling off, so it may find some area of support and could potentially bounce for a very solid return if it's able to. I have traded FFIE in the past. This can easily go up 13% or even 8% from where it was previously, so be aware of that. Doesn't have to though. This is a penny stock, so holding this, obviously you can see it's still trailing down. So we're going to wait for confirmation on this before trading it. We're going to set our alert down here. So that'll get triggered if it does go above. We can add some skin in the game here, but 35 cents would be a great target here, as it was at 35% previously and it bounced up to 71 cents. It wouldn't be a bad thing to add a couple of shares to this. Could also continue to sell off. So we're gonna keep up with that. More push up. Nope, it's pushing down. Way down. 1845. And this is starting to sell off. as Bitcoin is selling off. So when this starts to bounce, it may bounce off of this 45-day moving average. If it does, then you could see Mara going up a little bit more. We're going to need some more confirmation before putting any more shares into this. We're up. We have about $360 invested into Mara. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? Lucid pushing up. They're up 3% this morning. Showing a first green candle here, or on the MACD, first green little area there. There is quite a bit of volume on this, 236,000, 300,000. So people are trading this morning. What happened to my alert? That's weird. It disappeared. Jaina got alerted again. Pushing Mara 1852. Testing that EMA line. Now it could continue to sell off, or it could rise back up to that $61,000 mark. Mara's at 1850. I think we're going to wait on this one. I could have added more at 1840. Wants to go up, just not finding those key levels that I'm looking for. DJT is up 11.7% today. Finding a new resistance level here, right where it was previously. Look at that. Now if it can break above this resistance, then we can see a nice trend up potentially. Looks like it's going to start coming back down. Create an alert above 3109. TQQ finding some area of support here this morning at about $73. Pushing up a half a point, could go up 1.5%. Palantir is up. Oxygen at 132. Oxy pushed up, finding some resistance here. NVIDIA is selling off still. Mara at 1863, so we're almost back to break even as my share price is 1867. Oh, Bitcoin had a huge push up here. Very nice push up. Don't want to add any more to my position though, as I would be buying at the high points instead of the low points. So if this hits resistant levels again, it's going to sell off. We can break through this resistance, then we may be able to see it go to new higher highs this morning. That's exactly what we're waiting for here. Apple trading sideways, could potentially see it go up. And here we go. It looks like Mara is potentially going to test. And there it is. It touched up here for just a second. And now a lot of selling pressure. Oh, there we go. As you can see here with Mara, we are just above our average. And it looks like it's going to start coming back down again. So this is very important for everyone that's watching, understanding, I should have bought down here, knowing that it would bounce up. Obviously, there's no way to know. But if I keep buying at the top, then I would never be able to average down in a way or get a better average. Right? Should have bought down here. Could have brought my average down slightly, a little more. Could have continued to sell off. But usually the 200-day moving average is a very good support when it's above and a very good resistance when it's below. Testing resistance levels again. It's fighting it right here. It's fighting that resistance. Means it can continue to sell off all over again. Same thing with this. We bought right at the peak at 1880. We bought another 10 shares at 1855. Okay, there we go. It is now above the resistance. If we can stay above this resistance, old resistance, becomes new support. Let's see what it does. Looks like it's trying to keep that support level. It's crazy because my level is right where the resistance is, which means I bought way too high this morning. Make sure you guys stay hydrated as it is summertime. Okay, see how it played off of that support there? When it's below it, it's heavy resistance. When it's support, it's, you know, pretty strong support, but looks like it may start coming down now. Yep, which this would indicate now a resistance level again. Mars is going to start selling off. Now, knowing this, we can get into a much better position. DJT wanting to push up too as well. FFIE hasn't done much ever since I put my notification bell. Starting to want to curl over, not as aggressive, but still selling off. This one will be an amazing play if we're able to play this out a little better. Another push up. Now it's creating higher lows and higher highs compared to lower lows and lower highs. As you can see here, it's starting, instead of going down, right? Creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. It's starting to try to trail its way up, creating higher lows. As you can see here, let's go ahead and draw a new trend line. Right there, and right here. Well, not really, but not really yet on that. Let's see what happens if it starts playing off of this trend line. As you can see, it's extremely oversold. It even broke its pattern of being oversold and went aggressively even more down. So now we're trying to fight to get back to this line. If it passes the resistance here and passes this yellow trend line, then we could easily see it start going up. There we go. It's going to push up again off of that resistance level, which means Mara may start to rise. We're up $1.50 on this one so far. DJT is up 14%. That's insane. And that's just going off of these levels. I mean, it has room to go up way more than it is. In trading this morning, we'd already be up 10%. We would have made our money on the day already over $100 today. Now it's extremely overbought, and there's no way I would put money into it, knowing that it has a potential to pull back so much. FFIE kind of just trailing sideways here. Now, if I would have caught it down at that $35 level previously, we'd already be up 2%, which isn't too bad. Now, in the Sunday stock talk yesterday, we talked about always making sure you have 3 focuses or 4 focuses before taking a trade, and that is a clear sign of direction, understanding the patterns of the company you're trading, seeing clear key levels like support and resistance, and having a good opportunity cost and knowing what that is, knowing what your opportunity cost is, which is basically your risk reward. How much are you willing to risk, and how much opportunity is there, and how much will it cost you, right? So knowing that, buying from here, I know my risk is 1 to 2% loss to make about 1 or 2% profit. That's a 1-for-1 risk to reward ratio. So it wasn't the best for me, although I was looking at the 1 hour. You can see, okay, hey, I'm gonna risk 1 or 2% to potentially make 4, 5, 10, 15%. So you do want to be aware of your opportunity cost and make sure you have a clear sign of direction. This is selling off. And this could sell off even more. It can sell off another 1%. And the potential for this to move up, isn't as great now that it's selling off. Bitcoin coming back down after breaking that previous resistance level. So this will now become a support level while it's above it. Not much going on here, starting to go back down. Due tomorrow going down. And I want to trade DJT so bad. It's continuing to make newer highs. Big green candle. But the second I buy, it could start to sell off. Yeah, see, right there, I was about to buy it. Starting to get better with my intuition here. It's like whenever I want to buy something, it tends to sell off. And that could be a good thing. Maybe it's like, okay, Johnny wants to buy this, let's get him a better, a better cost per share. Or it's like, okay, gotcha, sucker. I want to make sure that you don't do good on this. TQQ pushed up quite a bit since we looked at it a couple of minutes ago, up 1.86%. Palantir had a nice push up today. Oxygen trading sideways. Oxy trading off of that resistance level. Mara just trailing sideways. It's like watching paint dry, guys. Not much is happening with Mara. JD had a nice push up. Intel not doing much here. Now they're bouncing off that $35 level again. I wouldn't mind buying a few shares now at this level. It's only 100 shares. It's like $35. It's not crazy if I lose money. But I mean, if this went up even 10%, that's like another, it's like $3 or something. But if I see it starting to go up, then I could add more to my position size. But 35 is a key level for me where I feel comfortable trading it or buying into it because I know the potential is a lot greater. Bitcoin coming back down. It's going to test this support level now here. As you can see, creating higher lows and higher highs now. Can you see that? We are starting to develop a trend line somewhat of a trend line. This means this can potentially push up. There we go. I'm also comfortable buying Mara around that $18.50, $18.60 level because I know the potential is going to be a lot greater when this does go up. Even to this first resistance level, that's 4.5%. To the previous resistance where it was trading last week, about a 15% profit. So now all we have to do is wait for confirmation that it's moving up in an upward direction and then just hold. As you can see here, it's finding new areas of support from where it was down here, which is good for us. DJT selling off just like we thought. Now, actually, let me undo that because this is a support level now. Old resistance levels become new support levels. There's nothing saying that this couldn't touch this support and go up to here, making a 3% move very easily. Target still going up. You could literally just invest in Target this week, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to go and touch this resistance line, which would just be amazing. That would prove my point of key levels like support, resistance, upward trend or upward direction, and opportunity cost is all there today. It's all there, showing clear sign of direction. Could be a 7% move if you bought in this morning. DJT as well, selling off. Create my alert here. Now everything should pretty much have an alert. $237 at 149.59. Rated at 158. Oh wow, yeah, really did push up just slightly. DJT did push up, now it didn't anymore. We're gonna wait and see what happens with that one. Occujin must have pushed up earlier. This one did push up very nicely on Oxy. So there are some plays that we did miss out on, and that's going to happen. We're going to miss opportunities. Selling off again means Bitcoin is starting to come down slightly. We'll see if it bounces right here and pushes up. Doesn't mean it has to, but it is possible. JNUG is now selling off, which means the inverse is starting to push up. FFIE had a nice little push up there for a second. Now coming back down. Intel had a nice push up. And now it's selling off as well. DJT starting to come down now. So I think that run is over for DJT. From lows to highs, that was a 10% move on a $1,000 investment. That would be a $100 profit. $100 profit on that move right there. Amazing. Okay, Mara still pushing up. Although Bitcoin is kind of trading sideways, Mara is pushing up. Making lower lows or higher lows and higher highs. I do only have about $300 in this company at the moment. FFIE pushing up. I want to trade DJT so bad, but I already missed out on so much opportunity here. It's coming off of this resistance level, so it's either going to have to break that resistance level for me to invest, or it's going to have to come all the way back down to where it was. before getting in. Mara hit our notification bell, or alert, I mean. I don't recommend this. I think I am cutting myself a little thin, looking at all the different companies that we could potentially trade. As you can see, Apple is starting to show signs of a reversal. Could test this EMA level and then break down and come back down, so be aware of that. Now it's starting to go up, guys. It broke through this previous resistance level, which now is a support level, which means this can continue to go up. Still has a lot of work to do, though, even on the 1 hour chart. Even on the 1 hour chart, this move is nothing, right? It's a very small move compared to how much it's sold off. So do be aware of that. But it is starting to make a little bit of progress here. Now, it could go up and then just sell off and start that downward trend again, so be aware of that. Doesn't mean it has to continue to push up. It's already starting to make its way down again. Potential sell-off. Now, a better area to buy would have been at the EMA at 1840. For about a 2.5% profit. It's like $25 on a $1,000 investment. DJT trying to break through that resistance. We just talked about it. Can break to this resistance. It's going to start showing signs of upward momentum, and then we could potentially buy in for a little bit more money here. A lot of people locking in profits, as they should. FFIE pushed up very nicely. Now it's selling off, bouncing off of that EMA, off of the EMA 45-day moving average for 3% profit from lows to highs. So clear signs of resistance right there. We're going to go ahead and draw that line in. Showcase areas of resistance. Oh, Bitcoin broke the trend line. So now this trend line is no longer relevant. Well, it could be, I guess, if you go like that. Right here, see where this bounces, bounce, bounce. It could potentially bounce and go up, or it could come back down and continue to sell off. There we go. Looks like it's going to start coming back up off of this EMA line. Or it can sell off. So we're going to wait to see what happens. Continuing to sell off. Yep, selling off. Now DJT is above that resistance level now. It is trading above it, showing signs of clear indication of upward momentum from 24 up. So it may continue that trail going up. We will see. Finding that resistance right here. So I should bring it back down. That's where the resistance was. Now clear support. Pushing up. I'm going to buy 10 shares. So it looks like this is just going to continue to push up. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, it's not a big deal. It's about $300. And there we go, starting to sell off. So if you guys ever want a company to reverse, just let me buy it. And it'll start selling off for you guys. Now this is a very risky one. I am playing that the fact that the EMA line is curling over. It can get up to this area here, and if it does, that could be a 16% profit on top of the 17% it's already at. Okay, be aware of that. So even 10% of 300 is $30. That's like $45 if it goes up to 15%. Same with Mara. The potential for this to go up even higher is greater than the risk for it to go lower. And same with FFIE. I got in a really good price. As you can see, I got at the lowest part of the low. And if it starts to bounce, like it is, look at this. Then it's going to start going up. I've already made $1 off of 36 bucks. So right there would be a clear indication to lock in profits. I'm up $3 total with everything. Now I am spreading a little thin here, getting multiple day trades. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I am going to keep a lot of these oversold positions open, so that way we can track it a little bit better as time goes on. As you can see, DE went right along with our trade plan. Intel coming down, so not quite oversold. JD pushing up. Lucid pushing up. McDonald's pushing up. NEO pushing up. NVIDIA still selling off, which is fine. NVIDIA could sell off even more than that. Oxy pushed up this morning. Ocugen probably going to come down to that 111 mark, and then we're going to load up. Palantir pushing up. TQQ slightly pushing up. All the companies that we called out that were oversold on the Sunday night stock talk are all pushing up, guys. Target pushing up. DJT is up. We're up $5 on DJT right now. Potential to be up even more. We're up $10 on the day. Trying to get to that $100 mark, guys. Let's go. Let's go. I would have just got in on DJT. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Been up 15%. That's $150. And again, a lot of these companies are up. I mean, there's more green on here than there is red. And that just showcases like, hey, we need to dial it in a little bit more. Be more specific on what we want to look at and what we want to trade. Up almost $10 on that. $8. And this thing could continue to push up for quite some time now. Could add more to that position if I want to. Could have added more to this one as well. At 355, we could have been up 4%, about $40 on $1,000 DJT continuing to push up. We're almost up $10 on this. $10. I don't want to get greedy here, because there is a lot of selling pressure. So we're going to go to my positions and just have my 3 positions open so we can track it a little bit better. These are the 3 that I am trading. Looks like it's going up, guys. It's going to test this EMA level in just a second here on the 4 hour. The 1 hour, it's already passed it. This is up very nicely. Mara just trailing sideways. Not much is happening with Mara here. Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream. Thanks for spending a part of your day with us. We are coming up to that 1 hour mark. And finally, all the action is starting to happen. I could buy here when it starts showing clear signs of more upward direction, adding to my position. But I think I'm comfortable with just the 10 shares as it is beginning to sell off. Now, if it pushes back up to say this $10 level, I may consider just locking in profits, although there is still potential to make a huge move in upward momentum, right? There's still plenty of room for it to go up. I may just consider locking in profits. Ooh, this is up, very nice. Only regret is I didn't buy more, right? Up 5%. So even with $100, that would have been like $5 instead of $1.50. Is there any news with DJT? Not really. Nothing really pertaining to DJT. Oh, that's watchlist news. Stock news. Trending, Trump media shares rise on expectations of 69.4 million from exercise of warrants. That was 3 hours ago. Come on, push up a little bit more for us. A lot of people selling. And also may have to cut my losses, right? If this comes down 10%, then I lose out on about $30. $30, which isn't a whole heck of a lot, but it's enough. Up $1.49, which brings me to almost $10 on the day. Again, Mara, higher lows, higher highs. Let's see what happens with DJT, if it can continue to push up. About 10 shares at $32.67, so about $300 in DJT. Tina, why don't you just put in limit buys and sells? Is there something wrong with doing that? No, Tina, there's nothing wrong with that. For one, you can do that, especially if you're a long-term investor, right? Or if you're going to be swing trading any of these, you can totally do that. You could set a limit buy down here, and if it touches this point, you could buy more, and you could send a limit sell up here, so when it sells, you can't, it'll just sell out. Now, the only thing about that is there's not a lot of control as a day level, so I could have it limit sell up here, and I could have it limit buy here. And I can do that at any point in time if I wanted to walk away from my computer and go about my day. But this way I have a little bit more control over it. If I set a limit sell at 33.49 and then it shoots and goes way up past it, then I would get stopped and sold at wherever that limit buy is. You could also do a trailing stop order right here, sell, trailing stop. And you could set that so when it starts to go up, you can clearly see that it'll go up with it, and then it'll stop and trigger out when it starts to go down. Now, I could have did that earlier, say at any point in time here, could have bought down here as a limit buy, and then got all the way up. Now, I don't mind using market orders, especially when I'm trying to get into a position very fast. But like even down here, if it goes down and starts to bounce up, I can buy some more knowing that it's going to go up. Great question, Tina. Very good question. So like right here, I could limit sell. So say I want to sell, limit, I want to sell 10 shares at 1888. If it hits 1888, then I can do that easily like this. And there you go. There's my limit sell. Now what happens if this pushes up and goes way up higher than where I think it can go? I know it can go back up to the 20s and even $21. So, I mean, I could set this way up here and then walk away and be like, all right, when it hits $21, I'm going to sell. And you can do that very easily by simply putting in these limit orders to sell, limit orders to buy. And I may do that. I do that sometimes when I'm away from my computer and I'm doing other things. But most of the time I'll trade for an hour with you guys and then either sell my positions and walk away, and then I'm good for the day. I don't have to worry about trading or having it on my mind. Or just know, hey, when it gets to this point, I'll sell at this point. Or if it gets to this resistance level, I could sell at this resistance level, right? But for me, I'm not, too worried about it right now at the moment because I am watching the screens. But that is a great resource to use for any investor. Very great resource to use. I could also put a limit right here and say, hey, I want to buy 10 shares at 1860. So if it gets to 1860, then it'll buy 10 shares at 1860. And that's really how you can automate it. You can automate it very well by simply doing something like that. Here we go. I should have bought a little bit more at that 32.18 level, as we could have added a few more dollars to our position size. And we'd be up double what we'd be up right now. FFIE coming back down, not a big deal. That was a nice 5% move, so $1,000 on this would have been $50 in profit. DJT's our winner today. Let's see what happens. It's creating higher lows and higher highs. Bitcoin broke this trend pattern, so we're going to get rid of it. Creating new resistance at 61.6. And now this can continue to sell off a little bit. And yeah, so pretty much break even on Mara right now. FFIE, we are up about $1. And DJT, we're break even as well. I would have loved to lock in some profits on the live stream here. Some days we do, some days we don't. But yeah, it's been about an hour. That's where we're going to end the live stream. We'll be going live tomorrow. We go live every day, Monday through Friday. So definitely check those out. And yeah, we will see you all in the next one. And stay tuned for today's recap. I'll be putting that out around 2 p.m. and then may even consider putting out a educational video around 5:30 my time as well. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button if you find value in what I'm doing here. and we will see you all in the next one. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.